division. Let's talk about another Cleveland Browns quarterback. One who got his first start on Sunday.
He did. Yeah.
Mr. Dillon Gabriel.
Yeah.
Okay. And Dillon Gabriel, I don't know if you watched this game. I caught the back half of it after we got back from church. He didn't look bad. Like, I think his box score, let's see what his actual stats ended up being.
Yeah, for the record, I did not I did not end up watching this game. What time was this game? Was this
this was 9:30 in the morning?
Yeah, I was gonna say I did not watch this game because I know that we got it, but I just didn't end up watching it.
You were still sleeping.
I definitely was. Yeah, I definitely was. What was I doing on Sunday? Yeah, I mean, I was gone in the afternoon. I missed a lot of the games on Sunday because I was in photography. But yeah, so I can't say that I saw. I mean, I looked at the stats. I mean, I'm sure you'll mention it too. I mean, the quarterback in his debut.
Against
and
Brian
of course
Flores
with the Cleveland Browns. I mean, that's always a top point of reference as well. So,
but I mean, to have your first start in another country, you weren't even in the United States.
Very fun, of course.
Then you're going against one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. You got some injuries, and you get your first passing touchdown, and Harold Fannin Jr., shout out Harold Fannin Jr., first receiving touchdown in their careers. I thought he looked pretty poised, all things considered. And I know 57.6% doesn't look great. You want that to come up. Like, that's not even,
you know.
It should. Yeah, but he looked poised. He looked dangerous. I understand kind of why the Browns wanted this guy. If that's what he's going to be able to do, he wasn't perfect. And I didn't expect him to be perfect. That offensive line, as I mentioned earlier, isn't great. I think both their tackles are injured. Both their starting tackles are hurt. So he had to move a lot. He had to throw on the run quite a bit. But he did it. He looked okay. And they only lost by a little bit.
21-17.
They lost 21-17. And it was the last second, go ahead thing by Jordan
Addison. yeah, I know. I got the notification about that. I did see. I do stand corrected. I watched the last drive by the Vikings. So
okay,
but yeah, because I remember seeing that and cheering for joy because Jordan Addison, Vikings legend.
So
legend.
with the knowledge of Dillon Gabriel didn't necessarily light up things, but he didn't look terrible either. Where do you stand with the Cleveland Browns at the quarterback position right now?
I mean, I still wouldn't invest too heavily in the idea just because it's one game. I mean, the Vikings have been kind of on this weird stretch of losing really close games recently, or I guess blowing out. Anyway, point being his I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruffle your feathers or anything. Anyway, but yeah, I think for me, I think just I was impressed with Jackson Dart with the Giants, but obviously they did not come up with a victory this week when they probably should have. So I think, granted, there's a lot of things against the Giants right now. I mean, they're missing Malik Neighbors, and now they have Darius Slayton also out this week. So, I mean, they're just getting killed on this wide receiver position for Jackson Dart. He doesn't really have a whole lot of weapons other than Cam Scatterbo to work with. But moving with Dillon Gabriel, I think the problem with that's involved in that offense as well. I would like to see more from him going into the next couple of weeks. I mean, you're playing in another country, you're playing a non-division rival, nobody, not even a team in your conference, and the team is kind of struggling a little bit, not crazy struggling, but definitely like we mentioned, struggling a little bit to close out games. I mean, the Steelers were winning 24-14. The Vikings slowly climbed back and lost still 24-21. And then in this game, I mean, they ended up winning, 21-17 last minute. So, I mean, point being is, I think although Cleveland didn't, win, and they still looked okay. I mean, yeah, I need to see. I just need to see more. I think I just need to see more because I'm just not. I don't think I'm necessarily like pressed yet. And with Jackson Dart, I think I hyped it up way too much. I think I just need to see more from these young quarterbacks and stuff. Whereas like last year and years prior, you see Jane Daniels come in and light it up, and then he just consistently goes through. Bo Nix and I think we'll probably see that with Gabriel. We'll probably see that with Dart. I'm expecting big things from both of them, but like it's so early on, and you're not versing great teams. Like I don't consider the Vikings a bad team, but I think with the quarterback situation that they have going on right now, I feel like they're kind of up and down from last year, very much from last year. So I need them to get like a big win, and I don't expect it to be against Pittsburgh, and I don't know who they play after that, but it'll come, I imagine. But I think they have some holes still.
Okay, so we talked. This is kind of where we started arguing, as you put it at the top of the show.
Yeah.
I said
Disagreeing.
the AFC North is still wide open. I think any of these 4 teams can still win this. And the one I actually think is going to struggle the most, shocking, would be the Ravens.
Oh, I agree with that.
Okay. So Lamar Jackson's in. Let me just read the standings real quick. The Steelers lead with 3. They're 3-1. The Bengals are 2-3. The Ravens are 1-4, and the Browns are 1-4. Okay. The Ravens they have all the injuries. They're just decimated.
Yeah, they're cooked. I mean, I love the idea of the Ravens winning the division like they've won the last couple of years, but it's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna.
Okay, so let's look. Bengals are 2-3. Okay. We just traded for a quarterback, and I'm not saying he's gonna come in and we're gonna win every game from now. We might lose this weekend. I fully expected us to lose this weekend. But then we've already got a win against the Browns, and we play you in 2, not this weekend, but the next weekend. Then we got the Jets, Bears.
It's next week. I mean, we play Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah, next week. You're right. Okay. I'm just looking at the order. So we play
schedule though, but you just gotta think of like the short schedule.
Right. Packers. We go Packers, Steelers, and then Jets, Bears, and then Steelers again. I think we can pick up some wins there with Joe Flacco. We should be able to pick up some wins with Joe Flacco there. Okay. Now, also, the Browns. I think if Dillon Gabriel comes in and plays like he did against the Vikings, the Steelers game will at least be competitive. I don't know that they win. However, after the Steelers, they have the Dolphins, who suck. They're awful. And the Browns' defense is great. And then they have the Patriots, who they're starting to get a little bit in. Not too bad. Patriots probably should win that one. We'll see how Dillon Gabriel looks against the Steelers. But right now, I'll say the Patriots should probably win that one. Then they get Jets, Ravens, Raiders. The 49ers, Titans, Bears. They have a pretty easy schedule. I think the Browns could make a run for it as well. But you seem extremely confident in your 40-year-old quarterback over my 40-year-old quarterback and then the rookie up the street. So why are you so confident that you're in week 5 that the Steelers have already locked up the AFC North?
Well, I don't necessarily think that we've necessarily already locked up the AFC North, but I can't see an argument as of this moment for all 4 of the teams to still have a possibility of winning the division. Like everyone having almost like a 25% chance to win. First and foremost, I mean, I liked what I saw with Dillon Gabriel, but I don't think Cleveland's ready for a division push. I mean, you still have to play. You're still gonna have to. They're gonna have to play the Bengals. They're gonna have to play the Steelers twice. Like I said, the Browns statistically have not won in Pittsburgh during the regular season in like 20 plus years. And I can't see Dillon Gabriel making his first big win being against the Steelers. If it happens, I mean, crazy. But the Steelers' defense is very strong. That pass rush is crazy. That offensive line, similar to the Bengals' offensive line, is not real good right now. So you have a strong pass rush with really good linebackers and stuff. Yes, our defense has been lacking a little bit in some areas, but they seem to be coming into their own. I think for a rookie quarterback in his second start in Pittsburgh is not going to win that game. And therefore, yes, they have some easier wins possibly coming up over the next couple of weeks with teams such as the Dolphins, the Patriots, maybe the Jets. I mean, the problem that I have is like teams like the Jets. I think that they're just struggling to close out those games. I feel like the Jets at any point could pick up a victory. I mean, they're losing by like 2 points. I mean, they lose by 2 points to the Buccaneers. They lose by 2 points to the Steelers. Like they lose by one possession here and there. I don't know if it's necessarily a Jets like a team problem. I just think they're struggling to close out games. But what I'm saying is, I don't think the Browns, for example, are going to be able to make a push. Not yet. Maybe next year. I just don't think yet. I think they're missing pieces and they're injured. Second of all, the Bengals, the offensive line. I still think you guys need to figure that out. And the defense, you guys have let up over probably 100 points at this point. And you're telling me that as of this moment, you guys have a chance to win the division. I can't see it until Al Golden figures out the defense and gets you guys confident that you guys have a chance to win the division. I don't care how good Joe Flacco is. You guys need to actually figure out what you're doing with the offensive line and the defense so you can get the run game going. And on top of that, get the defense going. And lastly, the Ravens are a mess. You got Lamar Jackson probably out, 2 weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks. You're just going to keep falling down, all these injuries and stuff like that. And the Ravens are just going to keep falling further and further down. And it sucks because everyone always talks about the big bad Ravens, and every year the Ravens are going to, make that AFC North push every single year, and they're going to win the division. Right now, the way that I just outlined that picture, even though the Steelers aren't the best team in the world, it would make them the most sense to probably pull out the 4th seed as of right now. And maybe this changes. Maybe Joe Flacco goes crazy. Maybe the defense figures out for the Bengals. Maybe Dillon Gabriel turns into Bo Nix and just starts lighting it up and goes, berserk over these last couple of games. The problem the Steelers have will be their schedule at the end. They packed up the December schedule again. It's going to be hard. You have Buffalo in there. The Lions are going to be in there. It's not going to be easy again. But as of this moment, I don't think it's as wide open as people think.
The Browns, in this deep, we've talked about, it feels like every season since we started this podcast. The Browns have an overlooked defense. They have maybe the best defense in the league. Maybe. I'm not saying they do. I'm saying maybe. I'm saying there's an argument. The rookie quarterback went up against. Would you say that the Steelers' defense is better than the Vikings' defense right now?
I could probably make an argument. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of. I would probably say not right now. No.
Okay.
But yeah, I would probably say that the Vikings have had a better stretch so far over the last couple of games.
So Dillon Gabriel went in and against one of the most complicated defensive schemes in the NFL with some of the best defensive players in the NFL. And in a different country, like that, people overlook that, but imagine your sleep schedule and all that gets thrown off in a different country and didn't get absolutely murdered. Okay. How much emphasis are you putting on this game on Sunday? If Dillon Gabriel comes out and beats the Steelers by, let's say it's just 3 points. Let's say it's a field goal. Smith or Smite or however you say his last name comes out, kicks a game-winning field goal against the Steelers, and they walk off. Then are you a little bit like, oh, maybe we need to watch out for the Browns?
Probably.
Or are you still just
no, I mean, probably. I mean, it would, but also it would be very situational. You have to, I mean, if we're getting plagued with injuries, Aaron Rodgers goes down, TJ Watt goes down, we lose Deshaun Elliott again, and then all of a sudden, Kenneth Gainwell, sorry. Kenneth Gainwell goes down, and it's not, and Caleb Johnson's running the ball with, Mason Rudolph. I mean, at that point, you're going to be like, no, I don't think the Browns are still in that spot, but now we're looking at a possible fluke of whoever wins this division here because every quarterback is hurt. But if it's a competitive game and they win like 27-24 or something like that, I'll be like, all right, yeah, probably. They're probably a team that's been sneaky good, and we just kind of overlooked them. But, I mean, the Vikings, the thing with the Vikings, all things considered, is their defense. I mean, I like I said, I like their defense and stuff like that, but once again, I mean, the Steelers played them in Dublin like 2 weeks ago, and we won. We put up 24 points. I'm pretty sure that's like the most points that they've led up this season. So, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. I mean, the Steelers' most, I think, is like 30. I guess it would be 32, but nonetheless, or 34 because of the Seahawks. I think because I think it was a 34-17 final. Either way, point being is that I think the Steelers' defense have struggled, but I think that our offense can be very productive. And yes, the Cleveland Browns defense is very good. And like you said, it's very overlooked. But like I said, I mean, I'm just not confident in the Cleveland Browns being able to make this AFC North push that you're saying. I just don't see it yet. Like I can't. Like I just don't. I mean, it's hard to fathom it. Yes. But a couple of years ago in 2021 or however long ago it was, 2020, either way, Cleveland was making those pushes because they had like a good offense and a solid defense. And you're like, okay, this team's actually kind of legit. And they Baker Mayfield, and then they realize, you know what? Deshaun Watson's the reason that the Cleveland Browns exist. So they trade away Baker Mayfield and then have 3 years of crap. But now they have to run with Dillon Gabriel, who should be pretty good. We don't know where his ceiling is yet. Is he going to be better than Baker Mayfield? Is he going to be Baker Mayfield? Is he going to be more like Kirk Cousins? We don't really know yet. But for me, like I said, I just don't see it. I can't see it. And Baltimore is too hurt. And I think you guys have a lot to figure out. And I still think Zach Taylor's on the hot seat, regardless of this Joe Flacco move.
Well, yeah, Joe, I have Zach Taylor aside. I think the Bengals can make a run regardless. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens Sunday. That's going to be a big game. But why am I rooting for the Browns now?
Because you don't want to see the Steelers. Well, because you don't want to see the Steelers win, and that's fine. I get that because we've caused you so much pain and suffering over the 2010s, and I get it. It happens. Life happens.
No, they drafted all these guys that I like. They drafted Harold Fannin Jr. They drafted Dylan Sampson. They drafted Mason Graham. I'm pretty sure their GM just listened to the podcast and said, "Okay, we're just going to draft whoever."
They're not even using Dylan Sampson, which is frustrating. But I mean, Quinshon Judkins is pretty solid. But I mean, I liked Dylan Sampson. I don't know why they didn't use him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dylan Sampson still has a future with the team. They brought in Isaiah Bond after he got cleared of his stuff. Duke Tobin should listen to the podcast because the Browns GM is doing it and it's working out pretty well for him. I think there's a path forward. I think they can do it. I think it'll be really stupid when it happens or if it happens, but I do think that I would not count the Cleveland Browns out yet.